He said, well, let's go down there, he said. And he said, I want to buy you it has to be portable now, he said, a little battery-operated tape recorder. But he said, I want to buy you a tape recorder. And what I want to do is record a series of my poems, he said. And way on down the road, when you start working on the project, he said, it'll give you something to listen to. Back in late February of 1971, I set up the microphone in the Norelco Model 150 portable cassette tape recorder, and before we started recording, I, so to speak, told Tom a joke. And, well, he always likes to laugh and stuff, and he's got a good sense of humor, of course. So what you'll hear first on the copy I'm making of that original February 1971 tape is him laughing.
It wasn't meant that way, but that sort of ended my recording spree down at the Grantham Park Zoo. So.
Is this clean tape you got now?
Oh, yes.
Let me pick out something to read. Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, that's fine.
Faint as leaf shadow. Faint as leaf shadow does he fade, and do you fade in touching him? And as you fade, the afternoon fades with you and is cool and dim. A wall that rises through no space, division which is shadow thin. His eyelids close upon your eyes, quicksilver which bewilders him. And then you softly say his name, as though his name upon your tongue a wall could lift against the drift of shadow that he fades among. Sometimes those frontiers of the twain may seem no longer to exist, but why then is the breath disturbed, and does the silver body twist? And why the whisper of a name, as though inquiring, is it true, which goes unanswered until sleep has loosened his fierce hold of you?
John, the red dot appears, it's recording.
Lament for the moths. A plague has stricken the moths. The moths are dying. Their bodies are flakes of bronze on the carpets lying. Enemies of the delicate everywhere have breathed a pestilent mist into the air. Lament for the velvety moths, for the moths were lovely. Often their tender thoughts, for they thought of me, eased the neurotic ills that haunt the day. Now an invisible evil takes them away. I move through the shadowy rooms. I cannot be still. I must find where the treacherous killer is concealed. Feverishly I search, and still they fall as fragile as ashes, broken against a wall. Now that the plague has taken the moths away, who will be cooler than curtains against the day? Who will come early and softly to ease my lot as I move through the shadowy rooms with a troubled heart? Give them, O mother of moths and mother of men, strength to enter the heavy world again. For delicate were the moths and badly wanted here in a world by mammoth figures haunted.
No, I think you might have started to put down the mic or something.
Huh?
I think you might have started.
That was probably it. Oh, this one I like.
It's all right.
The Christus of Guadalajara. The Christus of Guadalajara waits for the scarlet tomorrow. His womanish fingers twitch at a silvery crucifix, and ashes of roses fall on his sandals in the hall. His nakedness, sweet with musk and pale as the mother of pearl that enveloped a stainless world, is stretched out cool in the dusk, ready to be put on the moment that he is born. Swallows in circles bewildered whirl from the dark iron bells, and over the square the katana cannot work her spells. The room is shadowy, tall, and filled with the murmur of rain. Indians crouch in the corners with moonlight saucers of grain. The bottles of Lacrima Christi are stored on the spidery shelves, and the saints of tomorrow groan as they flagellate themselves. A stone that covers the stairs from the dungeon is lifted away, and the Mother of God emerges, little and patient and grey. Ignoring the murmurs of comfort, she kneels to arrange as before the moth-like garments of Jesus over the cold stone floor, kissing the delicate stitches, tenderly blessing them, and scattering tears like jewels over the silken hem. Time is a long-drawn thunder of waters under the ground, as high in the vaulted ceiling the bells are beginning to sound. The Christus of Guadalajara cannot wake nor sleep. The angels hover above him to catch his fluttering speech. He whispers love and love. The angels answer death, and the shuddering hush between is Santa Maria's breath. The Christus of Guadalajara turns in his salted sheet. Into his palms are driven the nails, and into his feet. O Mother of God, have mercy, cries. And if she could, Our Lady would give her crown to ransom a drop of his blood. But alone in her anguish as he, La Madrecita, has curled in a lampless corner to bear her terrible rose of the world.